Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi. Welcome back to Lighten Up with Bo, where currently I'm going through all the lessons in A Course in Miracles. I keep telling you I'm going to do some videos that are just, maybe I'll still talk about A Course in Miracles, but they're more like maybe a topic or an idea. So by the way, feel free to put it in the comments. Hey, I appreciate these lessons, but here's the situation that's going on. Tell me your thoughts from A Course in Miracles or your own personal life experiences or using A Course in Miracles. If I'm trying to live lighter and live in joy and find freedom, what do I do regarding this? Look, this is what the lessons are for because there's really no out there to solve. It's literally all healing my mind, healing this mind that wants to think it's apart from, that wants to separate, and it's practicing these lessons in meditation. So even if you're doing the lessons, I'm so grateful you're here. I hope you're enjoying the lesson process. Stay with it. Just like a marathon, it's a process. There is going to be a part of your mind that feels disgruntled. It wants to not get this. The part of your mind that says it wants to be in love all the time and be free and be at peace, and it doesn't really want it. It likes the idea of it, but if you were to really awaken to the truth of what you are, that part of your mind that likes to have good and bad and right and wrong, it doesn't really want this. So there's going to be some parts where you're like, ugh, that's okay. Just notice it and go, hey, that part of my mind that wants to be like, ugh, I hear you, but I'm going to keep going anyway. Thanks a lot. So we're on the reviews right now if you've been doing the lessons. And again, if you haven't been doing the lessons, I'm grateful you're here. Maybe something I read today will bring a little peace. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it'll inspire you to want to start the lessons from lesson 1 or read a few chapters in A Course in Miracles. But either way, great to have you. And let's begin with the review, lesson 53. So again, the review happens, there's 5 or 6 reviews throughout the lessons. So right now, lesson 53 is a review of lessons 11 through 15. So we're reviewing 5 lessons and we distill them down to their essence and we meditate on each one 2 to 3 minutes throughout the day. So 5 times spread across the whole day. We take one and meditate on it for 2 to 3 minutes. But first we read through all of them in the morning and we read through all of them at the end of our day. So let's read them. Here we go. The review of lesson 11. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. So if you remember the lesson 10, my thoughts do not mean anything. So we're reviewing lesson 11. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Since the thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything, the world which pictures them has no meaning. So for those of you that are new to the Course in Miracles, let me explain that sentence. Since the thoughts of which I am aware, meaning my own private thoughts, because most of us think we're all private, separate bodies with our own world and our own past and our own future and our own belief systems and our own learning and our own families. Everything is ours and mine, and you have yours and theirs. We're separate. We're all separate, and whether you acknowledge it or not, we basically all believe that we're separate. We could do a whole episode on that, but you do. You believe you're separate. And if you believe you're separate, you will create a life that validates your belief. The world of the human experience is a simple, constant movie, a never-ending movie until we all wake up, of the collective projection of our seemingly individuated thoughts. So your beliefs, my beliefs, their beliefs, and everybody's beliefs creates the movie we see in the world. So that's why it says the thoughts that of which I'm aware, meaning all our own little private thoughts, do not mean anything, right? So, and the reason they don't mean anything, again, if you missed an earlier lesson, is because when you think you're thinking apart from oneness, you're not really thinking at all because only oneness exists. If oneness by definition is one, all, then nothing else exists outside of one. But when you believe you're thinking your own thoughts, There's no meaning to them. They're meaningless. So it says that since the thoughts of which I am aware don't mean anything, the world which pictures them has no meaning. That's how we learn to move into neutrality. At the deepest level, nothing here has any meaning. It's neutral. It's just an occurrence from fantasy. Since the thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything, the world which pictures them has no meaning. What is producing this world is insane. And so is what it produces. So a mind that believes it's separate is insane. But if you don't challenge that belief and you go, well, these thoughts are real, by God, don't challenge my thoughts, that means you love them. You want them to be true. And you will create a world that validates, we create a world that validates all of these minds thinking separately. We're thinking insanely. So we live in what appears to be insanity. Reality, at the God reality, the one reality that is the absolute truth. Reality is not insane. And I have real thoughts as well as insane ones. I can therefore see a real world if I look to my real thoughts is my guide for seeing. So in the dream, we have put ourselves in a state of duality. There's our holy soul self, our Christ self, and then there's this self that we think is separate. So in the dream, we do experience what feels like duality. So that means if we have insane thoughts, then we also have the real ones. And if we learn to choose the real ones and only the real ones, then we can learn to see reality, true reality. I know some of this doesn't make sense. I know it feels confusing, but I'm going to say it more clearly. When you want to think only the thoughts of love, and when you want to think only the thoughts that are shared with all life all the time, when you want only love and peace to be real, it will be. But while you give reality to all these other things like fear and loss and sickness and death, and you believe those just as much, you can't see reality. You will only see your insanity. So, lesson 12 review. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. Why am I really upset? I am never upset for the reason I really think. Why am I really upset? I am upset because I see a meaningless world. Insane thoughts are upsetting, and they produce a world in which there is no order anywhere. Everything seems like chaos and out of order. It's 1 minute it's one thing, and 1 minute it's the next. God, it's just all chaos. Only chaos rules a world which represents chaotic thinking, and chaos has no laws. I cannot live in peace in such a world. I am grateful that this world is not real and that I need not see it at all unless I choose to value it. And I do not choose to value what is totally insane and has no meaning. So we're getting to that place where we start to say, this world is not real, and the only reason that I see insanity and chaos and misery is because I'm unwilling to give up my belief in the misery and the chaos. No, but you don't understand. There's chaos and misery everywhere, and it has power to reach out and grab us anytime it wants. Don't tell me otherwise. It's all misery and chaos and insanity. If that's the reality illusion that you want to see, that you want to defend, you will keep seeing a world that validates your belief. This is responsibility. This is calculus level responsibility with your thoughts. Now we're reviewing lesson 13. A meaningless world engenders fear. A meaningless world births fear. I have this totally underlined. The totally insane engenders fear because it is completely undependable and offers no grounds for trust. Nothing in madness is dependable. It holds out no safety and no hope. But such a world is not real. I have given it the illusion of reality and have suffered from my belief in it. Now, I choose to withdraw this belief and place my trust in reality. In choosing this, I will escape all the effects of the world of fear because I am acknowledging that it does not exist. I have given it the illusion of reality. I have given it the illusion of reality and have suffered from my belief in it. You don't need to understand truth from illusion. The part of the mind that's trying to understand all this, it can't, because it's the one creating the insanity. It doesn't want to understand. It's asking us to withdraw our belief that everything we're looking on in a world of chaos is not reality. Even if you don't know what that reality is, that's coming later in these lessons. Are you willing to go, maybe everything I'm looking upon is from my distorted beliefs and me giving all this meaning where there is no meaning? I keep giving it meaning, and you keep giving it meaning, and we keep giving it meaning. And then we wonder why we can never find no solution to the insanity of the world, because we don't want it to go away. We love having someone or something to blame or criticize or condemn or fight, but we're just fighting ourselves because we're all one mind. The review of lesson 14. God did not create a meaningless world. Oh, great. So a meaningless world engenders fear. I'm upset because I see a meaningless world, but God did not create a meaningless world. Tell me more, Course in Miracles. How can a meaningless world exist if God did not create it? How can a meaningless world exist if perfect love did not create it? It is the source of all meaning, meaning God, life, perfect love. He, she is the source of all meaning, and everything that is real is in its mind. It is in my mind too, because it created it with me. Why should I continue to suffer from the effects of my own insane thoughts when the perfection of creation is my home? Let me remember the power of my decision and recognize where I really abide. Are you a mind separated off from the one mind in a body, playing the game of birth and death and life and sickness and loss and lack and scarcity and fame? Or are you the one mind, the Christ mind, the holy mind, a part of the oneness that is beyond form and time and birth and death and duality? Are you an eternal soul, limitless, one with everything, only in the present moment? The review of lesson 15. My thoughts are images that I have made. My thoughts are images that I have made. Just like the things that we write down on paper and draw, and then we put them on and digitize them and we put them on a screen, right? They started in our mind as a thought, and then we turned them into an image, right? We have these beliefs and ideas, and then we go to sleep at night, and all of a sudden there's a projector in our mind, and we see all these dreams of images. This is what the world is. This is what movies are. Humanity is just one big movie of the soul. Whatever I see reflects my thoughts. Meaning whatever I think I see with my physical eyes reflects my thoughts. It is my thoughts which tell me where I am and what I am. It is my thoughts which tell me where I am and what I am. The fact that I see a world in which there is suffering and loss and death shows me that I am seeing only the representation of my insane thoughts and am not allowing my real ones to cast their beneficent light on what I see. So it means because we all keep reincarnating in a dream of the human experience and we just keep seeing birth and death and birth and death and loss and lack and sickness and death and birth, means that we clearly are still living in the thought system of the separate self we think we are. It must be so because we keep looking on the same reoccurring experience in our lives. But then it says, yet God's way is sure. God's way, life's way, is certain. The images I have made cannot prevail against it, because it is not my will that they do so. My will is God's, is its, is life's, and I will place no other gods before it. The gods that I place before it are my made-up illusions of idols, special things, awards, status, value where there's no meaning. This is what I mean by other gods, right? If God is a God of oneness, if perfect life, then all the God of fear, the God of separation, the God of death, the God of lack, the God of loss. It's not a physical being, but we make these things meaningful. We give them power. These are the gods. And there are, let me place no other gods before, there really are no other gods. But if I believe there are, I experience them. So it's saying, set down your belief in sickness and loss and lack and death. Remember, we're just basically starting to ask that our true thoughts be all that we want to see and all that we want to think. So, lesson 53, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy these. Remember, read through all of them and then pick one lesson and sit in silence for 2 to 3 minutes and just contemplate it. Just sit with it. The idea, you can say it like a mantra. My thoughts are images I have made. They're images. And then you read the lessons once through at the end of the day. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are. I'll see you on another lesson or another video. Be well.